Hello, Leo. This is your What Are They Thinking Love Tarot reading from September 28th to October 5th of 2020. And yeah, I'm going to shuffle these cards here and we're going to get right to it. Before I do that, though, at 4 p.m. MST time on Wednesday, okay, I'm going to be doing a 1-hour live reading. You guys come and ask your questions and just kind of join in and I'm burping here. Be part of the group and part of the family that comes with Angelus Chiron Tarot, and just, sit back, have some fun. Hopefully we have some laughs. Hopefully we gain some insights. And yeah, so I'll shuffle one more time, but be tuned in. Okay, so subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and like the video. And then turn on bell notifications for you guys to be, notified. But I'm also going to set up a premiere event and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. I look forward to seeing you guys there. Okay, so with that being said, let's go into this. So very first thing, what are they thinking? When I talk about they, I'm talking about the person that you clicked on this reading for. Okay, so this can be for anyone that you've been thinking about, quite a lot or just a little bit, but just sort of getting an understanding on kind of what's been going on in that person's life. Because sometimes in these readings, most of the times actually, there's a lot of things we don't know about the person that we're possibly interested in or what they're going through. So let's just see. What are they thinking? 8 of Swords. So, when I see the 8 of Swords card, again I'll show you here, you'll see it's a woman and she's wrapped up in a spider's web and she's kind of naked, but she's wrapped up in a spider's web and she could break out of this at any point, but she chooses not to. She's loosely held into this situation, this spider's web situation. And she's blindfolded too. So how I see this as the person is feeling vulnerable, the person is feeling anxious, the person you're thinking about is feeling vulnerable, anxious, and they've put themselves in a situation, maybe a mental prison. That's what I see this as. So what are they thinking? I feel like they could feel like they're in over their head, or they could feel like they're, they could be struggling mentally, but it's all on them. Like they could change it if they wanted to. I don't feel like there is any real suffering. I feel like it's mostly in their minds. And it's very difficult to try and convince someone that their suffering is caused by their own mental activity. People tend to get a little angry if you bring it up, I guess would be the polite way of saying it, or the nice way of saying it. But let's see why they're feeling this way. Okay, I get the 9 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so we all know 9 of Cups, this is not fulfilling something, this is emotionally not feeling fulfilled. We'll see what the next card's going to be, what they're feeling, but right now I'm seeing someone who is not fulfilled in an emotional capacity. So this person could be someone who struggles with dealing with their own emotions. This person could be someone who is stunted emotionally as well. So you could be looking at, a man or a woman that's acting like a child. They don't act like they're, 38, 39, or however old they are. They act like they're 5, right? You could be dealing with something like that where I feel like mentally they could be smart, but emotionally they're not. Feeling-wise, energetic-wise, they're not very intelligent. And so I could see that as being a possibility. But let's look at how they're feeling. So we have what they're thinking about. And they're feeling like they're thinking that they're not fulfilled. And they're thinking that they're very anxious. They're thinking that they're very, what would be the word? They're thinking that they're trapped, right? But it's just them thinking that they're trapped, not that they're actually trapped, if that makes any sense. So let's see here. The next card is What Are They Feeling? And we get the Empress in reverse. Okay, and these cards have been coming up so much, you guys. it's because when I'm doing your readings, right, and you see me shuffling, or you don't see it, but I'm shuffling the cards, trust me, and I shuffle off camera a little bit too. So this is something that's really interesting when I keep getting the same cards coming up. The Nine of Cups has come up in a few readings. The Empress has come up in a few readings. The Empress in reverse specifically, so that's even more unlikely that it keeps being reversed, but there's a theme here, right? We're dealing with a lot of closed off male energy. So how are they feeling? They're not feeling like themselves, they're not feeling giving, and they're not feeling... I feel like they're not necessarily feeling particularly kind. And this can be a tricky energy to deal with because these people can be... I feel like it's on a whim. It's like, I'm happy today, I'm not happy, I'm this way, I'm not this way. I feel like there's a strong sense of someone who doesn't take emotional responsibility for their lack of emotional maturity. And that can be dangerous to deal with because these people don't think that they're doing anything necessarily, but they are, you know. Let's do a card over this one and see. So, Tarot, we see the Empress in reverse. Okay, this card, the Empress in reverse. And we get a sense of things not feeling quite right, this person being someone who isn't very sharing or expressive of their energy. So why is that? And I get the Ten of Wands in reverse. So this person, when I see this card, I feel like this person puts themselves in this situation because it feels good to them, okay? So I say that because I feel that there's a... I'm going to move this for a second, you guys. There we go. Just trying to position it. Okay. So I feel that there's a sense of... They kind of like putting themselves in this situation because I get the Ten of Wands in reverse, which is putting a burden on themselves. And I feel like they know that they're doing this. And it makes it hard for other people to reach out and talk to them in a way because they're kind of off in la-la land doing their own thing. And they like to say that they're under all these pressures and these stresses. But a lot of the pressure and stresses that they're under, I feel like are imaginary. Or they're things that they put themselves in. And then they're like, see, look, I'm stressed, I'm busy, and look at this, and here's why, and here's why. And I think it's just a cover-up excuse to show that they're not emotionally responsible, right? Like, if they can blame outside stressors on why they feel the way they feel, they never can, they never have to grow or evolve because those stressors will always be there. And it seems beyond human comprehension, and it's just hard for them. And it's like, well, that's why I'm stressed out. That's why I snapped. That's why I'm mean or I'm angry, is because of this, this, and this. And I don't feel like there's ever a part where they're not that way. Does that make sense? It's like they're not allowing themselves to ever not be in a state of turmoil. And if they're constantly in a state of turmoil, then there's no self-responsibility. And if there's no self-responsibility, then there's no need to change, right? So let's look at if these energies go into the future, kind of what are we feeling here? If these energies we're seeing here, if they go into the future. And it's the Seven of Coins in reverse. And what I do, okay, because these same cards have been coming up a lot, what I do is when I'm done with each reading, I put the cards in the deck and I put them in different places in the deck, and then I shuffle, and then I shuffle, and then I'll turn on the camera and I shuffle a few more times. So for these to keep coming up, that is fascinating to me. So in the future, we're looking at the Seven of Coins in reverse, where this person eventually they'll get the harvest that comes in, but it's not going to be something you've been waiting for. It's more like they're getting something that's happening to them, and they're going to say, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And I feel like you know full well why it's happening. This person is sort of dealing with their own stuff, or this person is not dealing with their own stuff, and it makes it difficult, you know? You want to help this person, you want to be kind to this person, Leo. I get it, I understand that, but I feel like you've tried doing that in the past, and you need to focus on... I mean, if they want to be this way, you need to kind of just let it go, and you need to see what happens, because I feel like if you were to intervene, there would be an energy of like, oh, so you think you know better than me, kind of an energy. And it's like, no, but let's keep looking. So I'm going to cross the 7 of coins in reverse. And we get the 5 of swords. And that is interesting. That's also another card that's been coming up a lot. So the 5 of swords, I feel like that was more of an upright draw. So the 5 of swords is winning a battle, but at what cost? And when we take the 5 of swords and we have the 7 of coins in reverse, we're looking at coming into the harvest, having karma happen for this person, and they're thinking, why is this happening? I feel like they can't fight it at that point anymore, that things are happening, but they're saying, well, why is it happening to me? What's going on here? And to me, I'm seeing victim mentality with this person. An unhealed man-child would be the way I would describe it. But if it's a woman, it's an unhealed woman-child, right? Like, it's this unhealed energy of, like, crying and crying and crying. Not seeing others' pain, but expecting other people to see their pain. So that's what I'm feeling with that one. But let's go into your energy and see kind of what's going on here. And a lot of these readings are pretty similar just because, I mean, there's a lot of energy out there where we're dealing with healing, and we're dealing with focusing on that kind of energy where I'm going to say it how I see the cards, and if you guys think I enjoy doing these readings and have them be somewhat negative sounding, I don't. I want these readings to be something that's fun and lighthearted, but whatever the cards are saying, I'm going to say what I see, so I'm not going to sugarcoat. And if you guys do a personal reading with me, you'll know that very well. I do not sugarcoat. I say what's real, I say what's there, and I just let you guys know the truth, because I feel like that's kind of a sacred job to have, and that's what I would want to do for you guys, so I don't take it lightly. Let me put it that way. So let's see what your energy was like in the past with this person. 8 of coins in reverse. That is, all of these are coming up again. 8 of coins in reverse. So you were feeling, I feel like you were trying to study this person, or you were trying to understand this person and the way their world was. But no matter how hard you studied, no matter how hard you tried to get to know them, they always kept you at an arm's length. They always kept you at a distance. And you could have done anything. You could have done anything and everything to try to get this person to trust you or believe you or understand you. And I don't feel that there was necessarily any way for them to do that, because in their mind, if they keep you at bay, if they keep you at arm's length, right? They keep you close enough to talk to them, but not close enough to know them. I feel like they've succeeded because they don't want you in their inner world, right? They don't want you in that place. And when someone's like that, you have to let them go. You have to let them do their own thing, because you can't force someone to open up. It doesn't work that way. You know, it would be the equivalent of putting someone in a hostage situation, and then in the end being like, it's basically taking someone's free will out of the equation. If they don't want to let you in, they don't have to let you in. It's not fair and it's not fun, but that's kind of how it goes. And that's what I'm seeing here, is that there's frustration, trying to get close to the situation, and possibly maybe you even felt like this person, it felt more like a business relationship. Maybe there was situations where it felt more business oriented. It didn't feel like you guys were possibly lovers. It felt like you were more like business partners, and that can be frustrating to deal with as well. But let's clarify this card here. 4 of Wands in reverse here. Again, all of these cards have been coming up in all the other readings, Leo, so this is interesting. So 4 of Wands in reverse is there not being any kind of structure for us to call home. When I see this card here and I see this card here, I feel like we're in a situation where we're not growing, we're not evolving, we're not learning, and there's no stability for us. So when I see these two cards, I see a lack of stability, and I see, and this is in the past here, but I see a lack of stability and I see a lack of understanding, and possibly even getting rid of friends or acquaintances, or having people just kind of drop off where there's not a lot of understanding that way, if that makes sense. So Okay, so let's look at the present energy for you. I get the Queen of Wands in reverse, so this is Leo energy. This is your present energy. You're feeling a lack of passion. You're feeling a sense of self-doubt. I feel like you don't feel like that Leo self, right? Like, you see this person right here? She's fabulous, right? And she owns it when she walks into a room. When I see it in reverse like this, which is how it came up, I see someone who is struggling possibly with self-identity, maybe reclaiming the self, setting boundaries, focusing more on... You focused more on letting other people be the important people in your life, and so having yourself be important at this point in time is very difficult for you, because maybe you don't feel like you've earned it, or maybe you don't feel like you deserve to shine, kind of an energy. And Leo, you definitely do. You definitely deserve to shine, and you deserve to have all the accolades and appreciation you can handle, right? So let's draw a card on top of that and see. And also, the person that we're thinking of could also be a fire sign too. So let me know down in the comments. But we're looking at Aries, Sagittarius, or let's see, Leo. See, I do that all the time. It's like I'm reading a fire sign, but I can only think of the other two, right? So let's see what we have here if I cross this card. And it's the Knight of Wands, okay? So definitely, if there's not another fire sign, I don't know who the other person is. Maybe they have fire sign tendencies. The Knight of Swords can be like a player card. It can be a card of someone who just kind of does what they want and they don't care. And I read this card. In this situation, the Queen of Wands is in reverse. The Knight of Wands is upright. So I could read this card as, it's like someone taking your security away from you. And it's someone that is very quick moving energy. So I feel like this person probably got to you and moved very quickly in the relationship with you to try and really get you reeled in. That's sort of an energy that I'm feeling there, and it's definitely a harder energy to work with, because if it's really fast paced, it makes it feel like you can't say, not only can't you say no, but you can't say yes either. It's like it's so fast paced that you don't even have time to think, and this person would kind of revel in that fact that you don't have time to think. You just have to act impulsively, and I feel like that's not normally like you. So now I feel like we're in a place where we're expressing our power and we're getting it back. I'm going to draw another card. I'm going to clarify this further because I want to know what we can do in the present moment to gain that power back. So what can Leo do again in the present moment to gain the power back, to gain a sense of security, wisdom, and that quiet kind of power that gives Leo that little special something? What can you guys do? And we get the Hermit card here. So you guys need to go within and you need to look at what's going on inside. Don't look around you. Don't go online as much. Don't do anything else besides taking a look at who you are and what you stand for, and like learning self-knowledge. If you do go online, or if you're read self-help, like actual self-help books, like you have Alain de Botton's School of Life book that you can look at, or you have Alan Watts that you can listen to, and I mentioned this in the other videos too, but those guys have helped me a lot. And if you're looking at recovering from narcissism, you can look at Lisa Romano. She has really good videos on this kind of stuff, if that's something you guys are going through. The journey to self-knowledge, it's such a sacred thing, but self-knowledge doesn't mean that you're alone. It doesn't mean that it's just the self. Other people can help us understand self-knowledge, and that's important, to put ourselves in a humble position of study, and that's what I see here. I see someone who's humbled themselves and who has gone on the journey of studying and understanding themselves and the world and their situation better. Instead of laying on the ground and floundering and being like, woe is me, I feel like you guys are going to pick yourselves up and you're going to focus on something that's a lot more, not necessarily lucrative, because that's the wrong word. I guess it works though. Beneficial to your own self-development. So let's see here. So we take this self-development, mastery, kind of emotional energy into the future here, and what is the outcome? And I get the 9 of coins, okay? I get it in reverse. I'm immediately going to draw another card. I get the 5 of wands. I get the lovers in reverse. and the King of Swords. So I'm really wanting to find out what's going on here. So the way I read this, we have the Nine of Coins in reverse. I read this as, in the future, we're going to be focusing more on independence, and that's going to be difficult for us. It's going to be so difficult that we're going to be looking at ways that we can kind of cut this part out. We don't want to feel like we have to depend on anyone, but we also don't want to feel like we're completely alone either. You guys aren't alone. But I feel like there's this great inner struggle of going between the two. Am I dependent? Am I independent? Am I dependent? Am I independent? You guys are going to be just fine. This energy here, the Five of Wands, it's not in reverse. This energy can actually be more playful. Depending on how I see this in the reading, this energy can change. But I view it as a playful competition. So this to me is, you're going to be in the future, you're going to be focusing on how to develop yourself better, but I don't feel like you're going to be taking it too seriously, which is good. So that's good. I don't feel like you're going to be taking this too seriously. Life doesn't need to be taken too seriously. I feel like we're going to be focusing on developing the self and understanding what that's like. The Lovers in reverse, to me, could be a Gemini coming in our lives that we've met. To me, I feel like you've met this person before, if it is a Gemini. If it's not, though, it could just be an ex coming back, and it could actually be this person coming back. And if they do, they're still negative. They're still the same as they were before. They haven't changed. That's the thing. If we go through a breakup, or if we're going through a hard time with people, generally the person that's broken up with, the one that doesn't initiate the breakup, I feel like they're the ones that change the most. And then the person that did the breakup, I don't even feel like they're necessarily sorry for it. They just come back later and they're like, well, you don't have a lot of other options, so you're just going to come back to me anyway. I feel like that's this kind of energy where someone's trying to lord over you, because then I get the King of Swords. And to me, that's like lording over you in a way where it's like, well, what else are you going to do? Who else are you going to find to take you in, right? Kind of an energy. And that's incredibly toxic. That's something that obviously isn't going to help you grow or further your own strength. So that's what you're going to be focusing on. In fact, a lot of the signs are going to be focusing on growing and pulling in their own sense of strength and their own sense of self, and pooling that together and understanding what it means for them to focus on that. So with that being said, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of a tough love kind of video, but I don't sugarcoat. I want you guys to know that. If you want to do a personal reading, if this resonated, you want to do a personal reading, check out my website down below. I have really pretty reasonable rates, honestly. And Wednesday, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, okay? You guys can tune into my live YouTube reading. I'm going to do about an hour for our live reading, but that's going to be something that I think will be a lot of fun, and it might end up being a weekly thing. So tune in, have that be something you guys do and something you focus on, and get your questions ready. And with that, love you guys, and I will talk to you next week. Take care, and yeah, see you on Wednesday. Bye.